Hello and welcome to Balance Works Yoga. I'm Emma and welcome to my garden on this glorious day. Had to take the yoga outside today, even though I might be a bit squinty with the sun in my eyes. It is beautiful and it's just such an opportunity to do yoga in nature. If you ever get the chance, go for it. So yeah, today is a practice based on our foundations and looking after our foundations. So we can think about what is rooting us to the ground. So often that's our feet, but sometimes in yoga it's our hands or our bottoms or sometimes even the front of our body. So really thinking about being strong and healthy in those areas to help the rest of our bodies and help protect our joints as we go through our yoga journeys. But just generally, we'll be looking at the sort of foundations of lots of different poses today, some of the key yoga poses, and just paying a bit more attention to them, the little subtle aspects, the little nuances that can help us really make the most of them and make sure we're not getting into bad habits with our alignment and posture and things like that. So a little bit of greater depth today, but hopefully it'll be useful for anybody, any stage of their yoga journey, whether you're a beginner or you've been practicing for years. It's always good to just come back to the basics and come back to foundations again. So all sorts going on today. We're going to start on our mats. So if you haven't got your mat ready, then do. And we're going to start standing. So a little bit different today. And you might later on in the practice need a towel or blanket or a block if you have one. But if you don't, again, don't worry, you can always get some big books or something, or it doesn't matter if you don't have it either because we'll just adapt around it. So we're going to take a moment just to get ourselves into what you consider to be a good standing position, not like that, I'm wobbling a bit. So take time to get settled. Normally hip width apart is nice and stable and sturdy. Just put that down. And just paying attention to begin with to our feet. And maybe just take a little look down at your feet. And we really in yoga always talk about being aware of all four corners of our feet, even though they're not particularly square or rectangular. They've definitely got edges to them, and just being aware of all those edges and the heels, the curves, if you like, because they're not really corners. It's called samastiti in yoga, where you have this four-part equal standing, where we're trying to bring our body weight through the feet and distribute it evenly. So just having a look down at your toes for a moment, see if you can lift your toes off the mat to begin with, and just see how high they come up, and just bring them down again. Not worrying too much, just seeing if we can lift them up, find a little bit of balance, and bring them down again. The next time, lift the toes up, see if you can spread them out a little bit. Maybe the little toe moves a bit. And then spread them down. Maybe as you bring the toes down, they're spreading out and you're getting a little bit more surface area, a bit more stability. So again, toes up, lift them up, open them out, spread them out as much as they can. And the more you practice this, the easier it'll get. And then bring them back down to the mat. Lovely. We're just going to, I invite you now to close your eyes, but you don't have to. You can always have a low gaze. We're just trying to relax ourselves in this posture, in Tadasana. I'm just starting with a little bit of gentle rocking backwards and forwards just to really feel through the different parts of my feet, the muscles. I'm allowing my toes to grip a little bit as I rock forwards, just a little gentle rock until they grip the mat for me and bring me back through my heels. It just helps me really feel through as much of the feet as possible. So close your eyes if you feel okay. And then just find a moment of stillness, really spreading through the feet, taking yourself a little scan round from the big toe to the pinky toe, to the heels, both corners of the heels. And then just slowly maybe start some little circles of the hips just to, again, excuse me, just beginning to really feel through the feet. So very small movements to begin with. Just allowing the rest of the body, especially the upper body, just to be relaxed here, but also standing nice and tall, if that makes sense. And just slowly circling through the feet, very small circles of the hips. Change direction if you want. Feeling through each toe, down the sides, round the back, up the other side. And this just real mind-body connection, again, which is really a great thing about yoga, which makes it different to a lot of other exercises. And then find a moment of stillness. And really draw the energy up through the feet. Maybe trying to just lift the arches a little bit. Drawing the energy up through your legs and the knees, just a little lift of the kneecaps, all the way up through the pelvis, through the torso, up through the chest. Imagining you're just being held up by a little thread up through the crown of your head, drawing yourself upwards, taking a nice inhale. Maybe a little just micro tuck of the chin here to check that our neck, our head is kind of in line with the base of our spine. And just really notice the breath as it draws us upwards, but also the exhale allows us to ground downwards, grounding down through the shoulders, just drawing the shoulder blades back and down. Finding these two lines of opposing energy, connecting us with the ground, but also the sky, drawing us up, stretching us nice and tall. Okay, every now and again I get little gusts of wind which knock my phone and tripod over, so bear with me if it suddenly I have to stop and reset it. But otherwise, just coming to this beautiful Tadasana mountain pose, imagining the top of your head is the top of the mountain, standing here majestic and strong and powerful and calm and peaceful like a mountain. Really trying to notice through your body and feeling calm and at ease. So even mountain pose is just great for relieving sciatica and any lower back pain, just really checking in with our posture here. And as you breathe, just imagine just relaxing the muscles in your face. You'll just separate your teeth slightly. Then we're going to bring our hands to our rib cage, bring our fingers to the front and the thumbs to the back. And as we take a big inhale, really feeling our rib cage expand. And then exhale, contracts back to center. And as we inhale again, just really isolating the movement to the rib cage, and exhale, try not to slump the shoulders on each one, just staying nice and tall. Inhale, expand the ribs, really allowing the diaphragm to do the work. And the exhale, feel those ribs open and close. We often talk about our belly breathing. Our belly sometimes opens, expands as well, but really the lungs are in the rib cage. And that's what we want to really expand, the intercostal muscles. One more big breath through the nose, standing nice and tall, and exhale, just allow it to contract. Next time we're going to bring the arms all the way up and over the top of our head, reaching tall here. And exhale, going to bring the hands back down. Going to just bring the weight through our left foot and send our right toes backwards and just start to draw some circles. So if you haven't already opened your eyes, I recommend you do so. Hands to hips. Draw some little circles, just rolling over your toes here, warming up your toes and your feet. After we've activated them again, just really sending your awareness there and feeling through even any discomfort. Change direction. Really anchoring through that left foot, soft knee. And then we're just going to see if we can find a focal point and just lift that knee up, maybe drawing it in with our hands, interlacing the fingers. Inhale, add some ankle rotations here. If you need to hold on to something, that's fine. Whoa, bit wobbly. It's all fine as long as we just try and bring our attention to it. And then bring it down again. I'm going to send the opposite leg back this time. So this one, your left foot, hands on hips for nice stability, and just roll through the joints of the foot, the toes, really feeling through on top and flexing, point and flexing, and change direction. And then finding a focal point, ground through your right foot, and then inhale. Whoops, I think I'm on a slightly rocky bit of decking here. I'll blame it on the decking anyway. Don't know what's happened to my balance today. So find your focal point. You can either keep the toes on the ground, which I might do, or hug the knee in. I said some days my balance is great and other days it's shocking. Must be having one of those shocking days. Rotate the ankle. Keep on coming back to it. It's fine just to work with whatever your body's doing today. And then bring it down again. Just going to widen the feet here and just start some slightly bigger hip circles now. Again, really feeling through, adding as much sort of body mobility in here. Allowing the knees to go with the motion. Soft knees. Gently stretching the IT band, change direction. Getting a little bit of spine involved as well. And then back to center. I'm going to bring the arms out now and just draw the shoulders back. So we're not pushing out like this and round the back. I'm going to draw them back, keeping a nice posture, just a little tucking in the belly here. I'm going to inhale, really push the heels of the hands away, lifting the fingertips up, activity going on in the arms here. And then exhale, bring the hands down, the fingertips down, I should say. And then inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Try spreading the fingers. Inhale up, exhale down. One more. Next time they're up, we're going to send them outwards. Really pushing away, taking a little loop of the shoulders here. Bring the palms upwards, send the thumbs backwards. Take an inhale, opening the chest. And then we're just going to do some little twists with the arms as if we're rotating them inwards and outwards. Just like we're screwing something with our hands, either direction. Allowing a little flexion in the spine, the belly as we do this. Awesome, relax the arms for a moment. That gentle breeze is just upsetting a few things at the moment, but we'll go with it. Okay, a few little half sun salutations. So stabilizing through your feet again. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up, reach up, and exhale. Allow the arms to part as we hinge from the hip, bending in the knees, just lowering ourselves down to a forward fold. Once you're there, fingertips to the ground, bend the knees as much as you need, pushing through the feet again, just really spreading them out, feeling through the ground. Just relaxing the shoulders, the upper body, feeling heavy. And then we're going to inhale, slide the hands up our shins, straightening the legs a little bit here. You might be able to hear my husband laughing. He's in a meeting, but sounds like it's way too much fun. We're coming to a half lift position here. So I like to have the fingertips softly either on my calves or shins or thighs. But I like to draw the shoulders back to try and get a nice long back here. Tuck the chin. Release a little squeeze of the shoulders. You can have a little bend if you want, but really we're trying to lengthen here. Take an inhale, gazing at the mat in front of you, and exhale, bend the knees and come back to the fold. Bring your belly to your thighs. Relax. And we're going to inhale, come all the way up, rolling up. Take your time up to mountain. Inhale, arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center, prayer position. Let's go again, but remember to really paying attention to all the little nuances going on in our backs and our legs. This is a great little warm up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold, bend the knees. Take your time, move with the breath. Inhale, slide the hands up, or they can stay on the mat to a half lift. Squeeze the shoulders, tuck the chin. Exhale, bend the knees, fold. Inhale, keep the knees generously bent as we slowly roll up back to mountain. Hands to prayer. Take a moment and we'll go again. Inhale, nice soft knees. Rise. Exhale, fold. Bending at the hips. Exhale all the way down. Bend the knees. Inhale, straighten the legs. Slide the hands up. Half lift. Number 7 shape. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, slowly rise all the way back up. Hands to prayer. We're going to walk to the top of our mats if you're not there already. Whew, my mat's getting very hot in the sun. And this time we'll be coming down to the mats, to like a tabletop position. So we're going to inhale up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Fold. Bring the hands to the mat, bend the knees as much as you need to, so you can bring the palms down and step back into a tabletop position. When you get there, take a moment to find a new foundation in your knees and feet and hands. Remember, you can always put a blanket underneath your knees at any point, or a towel or whatever you've got at home, just to cushion them if you need a bit of support there. Pressing through the hands, spreading the fingertips and really distributing the weight, pressing through the tops of the feet. And we're going to come into a bit of cat-cow. So we're going to inhale and allow the belly to drop and the tailbone to lift. And chest to reach forwards. Little squeeze of the shoulders. Exhale, round the back. Chin tucks in a little bit here. Tailbone comes under. Again, really paying attention to your cat-cow. Using the breath. Squeeze it out. Round the back. Inhale, puff the chest up. Close your eyes, pressing through your hands, your feet, shoulders away from the ears. One more. Enjoying the gentle motion, but very powerful warm up. Back to a neutral position. Then we're going to, I'm just going to come forward slightly. Shouldn't have chosen a black mat, it's really hot. Extend the left toes back, the left leg back, and just have a little rock here, just stretching that leg out. Make sure you're nice and stable through the right hand and the right foot and right knee. We're going to send the left toes out to the side, ground through the right hand and lift the left hand up, coming into a little twist here. Inhale, reach up, little shoulder roll, maybe draw a few circles here to really open the chest. Pressing again through the feet, the hands, your foundation. Inhale, lift. And then we're going to push through that right hand and see if we can lift all the way up, sending the left fingertips backwards, coming into this little twisted position. And continue, if you like, into reverse, lifting the right hand up, the left hand comes down into a little supported reverse warrior variation. That's what I'll call it. Inhale, reach up with the hands here, get a nice stretch. And exhale, bring them back down. Let's bring the hands to heart position and face the front of our mat now. Going to bring the arms wide again and send the right hand down to the side. Or right fingertips down to the side, so we're getting a little side plank here. Reach up, pressing down through your right hand. You can stay here in the supported side plank, or you can lift the left foot and draw knee to elbow. If you want a little bit more going on here, it's up to you. And then we're going to push through and see if we can come all the way back up and come into a side bend on the other side. So the left hand's on the straight knee, right hand all the way up, reaching up here. Sorry if mine's the opposite around to yours, but hopefully you found what we're doing. And then bring the hands back to our hips. We're going to take a little bend in that left knee and just see how that feels as we bend into it. And bring the arms up. And just going to bring the hands to the back of the head here. Bring the left hand down, open the chest, inhale, exhale, round the back, bring the right elbow down towards the knee. Inhale, open, exhale down. Remember, you can have anything underneath this knee to support. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Next time, right upright, it's going to bring the hands to our hips and heel toe the foot back to the front of the, or to the front of the mat now. So I'm going to face this way now. And again, just ground down in this sort of low lunge position through the top of the right foot, ground through the left foot. Make sure we're on trem lines here, so we're nice and stable. And then going to bring the arms up. Inhale up into a crescent lunge, maybe send the thumbs back a little smidge here. Inhale, big inhale, draw the shoulders away from the ears. We're just going to allow them to come down as well here. Maybe a little cactus opening up. And then exhale, bring the hands down, framing the front foot. Going to tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, coming into this like runner's lunge position, maybe coming onto our fingertips here. Bring the palms down, and we're going to step the left foot back to a downward facing dog. Pedal the knees. Take a moment just to have a little stretch out. You can bend the knees as much as you need here, just to bring the belly towards the thighs and lift the hips up, drawing them backwards as high as they'll go, pressing through the hands, spreading the fingertips, relax the neck. Big breaths. And then we're going to lower our knees down, coming back into our tabletop position. We're going to go again on the other side. So going to untuck the toes, send the right foot out to the side this time. Ground through the left hand and the left lower leg. Inhale, lift the right arm up, reaching upwards, send the fingertips on an big inhale upwards. See if I can reach the blossom, not quite. And then see if we can send those right fingertips backwards as we lift up, coming into a little twisted position, like this little warrior 2 variation. Always pop something under your knee if you need to here. And we're going to keep going back into a reverse warrior. Relax the right hand, lift the left hand up. And then exhale, come back to the side. Going to bring the hands together in prayer position and come back to front. This time send the left hand down and reach the right hand up. Reaching up, up, up. Half plank. You can option here, if you're grounded down with your left hand, is to lift the right toes up and draw the knee to, show you on this side, knee to elbow if you want a bit more. Or just stay nice and lifted with the hips and the elbow, the hands, the fingertips. And then exhale, all the way back up. And going to bend in this right knee. Bring the hand or forearm down. Inhale, let's get a side bend on the other side. Side stretch all the way up the side, reaching the fingertips. Bend at the elbow, inhale, and exhale, round the back, get a little twist. Inhale, open, exhale, elbow comes down. This little mobilizer of the spine. Back to center, bring the hands to hips and heel toe the foot to come to the front of the mat now. Pivot around. I'm going to reach the hands, fingertips forwards, reaching all the way up. Nice long arms into a little crescent lunge. Inhale, pressing down through the feet. And then exhale, bring the hands back down to the mat. We're going to tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, get a nice stretch through there. Finding runner's lunge, maybe coming up onto your fingertips and pushing the chest forwards. Bring the palms down. You can always have a block, by the way, here. You could always use the block if you've got one or a book, or hold on to some furniture to create a bit more height. And then palms to the block or to the floor, and then you can step that foot in gently if you like to find a forward fold. Again, covered in blossom here. Find the forward fold, bend the knees, relax the back body, Maybe holding onto the elbows and just having a little swing. Press through the feet. Come back to that Samasthiti, the four parts of your feet. And then inhale, slowly come all the way back up to standing. Again, just spreading the awareness through the body as you lift up. Send the fingertips up as well. And then bring them back down to the side, finding our mountain pose. Soft knees, little draw in of the belly, little micro tuck of the chin. All these tiny little check-ins with our posture, our alignment, that it's so easy just when we're standing around in queues or waiting for things, you know, all goes a bit lopsided and we all do kind of bad habits. So that's why this time is so important, even though it might seem like something simple, a bit boring posture, mountain pose. It's a lot going on. Nothing like boring. It is so important and quite calming, just to slow things down. Okay, we're going to take a little warrior sequence. So make sure you're at the top of your mat. And we're going to just ground through the right foot before we step back with the left foot. Again, you can always, go through a little bit of a balance, control practice here. And we're coming to warrior one. So again, just check in our feet on tram lines rather than a tightrope here. And we've got a really strong back leg. So turn around to your back leg and just check that the foot is at a 45-degree angle. Maybe just a little bit of softness there. We're not completely locking out, but strength all the way through. Drawing the energy up, especially the outer edge of that foot. Pelvis, so then you can turn the hips to face the front of the mat now, just really checking that your hips, I think it's Yoga with Adrian says that they're like headlights, something like that, headlamps. So a little bend in that front knee and trying to just check in that your hips are nice and square, but without sort of doing anything weird to that back knee. So it might not be completely bang on here, but we'll get there with practice. Spreading through all the toes. Just a little tuck of the pelvis here, nothing too much. We don't want to be completely squeezing our glutes here. A little natural curve, a little tuck of the chin. Going to bring the arms all the way out to the side, reaching out, reaching up, 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 up. Once we're there, take a big inhale and then allow the shoulders just to come away from our ears. So they're just down slightly. Maybe just cacting the arms and bending at the elbows here. As we do that, you can choose any mudra you like with the hands, whatever you like. We'll just open them up. We can bring the hands together over your head. You choose. Finding a strong warrior position. Saying to yourself that you are strong, you are bold, you are brilliant. Any other affirmations you'd like to remind yourself of in this strong position. And then we're going to bring the elbows down, open the chest, bring our hands to our lower back or interlace the fingers and open the chest more, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, draw the belly in as we hinge at the hips, coming down into a humble warrior. Come about halfway, bending in that front knee, then inhale, draw the chin in, lengthen, coming up a bit, and then exhale, coming down a bit further. One more inhale, and exhale. Then we're going to release the hands, frame the front foot, and we're going to step the back foot in, finding our Uttanasana, forward fold, bend the knees. Keep them nice and bent as we slowly roll up to standing, to mountain. Take a moment, checking in with your alignment, reminding yourself of those cues through your feet. Lift the knees, draw the belly, shoulders back, little tuck of the chin, rising to the crown of your head. Okay, we're going to step back with the opposite leg this time, the right leg. So I'm going to step back, I'm going to face the other way this time. Step back with the right foot this time and just pay attention to your foundation, your legs, your feet. Start with your feet, pressing through the toes, pressing through the outer edge of that back foot, lifting the arch slightly, See if you can just lift the toes here and spread them out. Even in warrior, we can have the same sort of cue points going. Little squeeze of the glutes here. Active back leg, drawing the belly in. Shoulders back and down, rise the crown of the head. We're going to bring our hands to our rib cage and just take a big inhale here like we did at the beginning. Expanding our ribs, and exhale, feel them come back to center. One more inhale and exhale. Lovely stuff. Next, we're going to bring the arms out to the side, reaching upwards. Reach, reach, reach. Inhale, maybe gazing at your thumbs if that doesn't send you off balance, or you can have the gaze straight ahead. Again, checking that your feet and legs are still nice and strong. Find a mudra with your hands, open the chest, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Lifting the chest here, feeling really strong and powerful. Whatever's going on, whatever gusts of wind are coming my direction, I'm going to stay nice and rooted because my foundations are strong. Big breath. And we're going to continue to cactus the arms and draw the elbows and shoulders down and back, finding our lower back with our hands, or interlace the fingers and draw them backwards. Open the chest a little bit further, and then exhale, we're going to lean forwards, hinging the hip, drawing the belly up, coming down to humble warrior. Remember that bend in the front knee. Inhale, lift halfway, tuck the chin, lengthen the back. Exhale, maybe the hands rise up to get a bit deeper here. Then release the hands, frame the front foot. This time we're going to step back into a downward dog, paired with the legs. Going to walk the hands a little bit further away, just a little bit further away here. Come up on your toes, drawing your belly in. See if we can round the back here. Come up as high as you can, starting to bring the weight over our hands, spreading the fingers to really distribute the weight here. And you can begin to lower down into either an upward dog or just a plank, and then lift the hips again. We're going to try that a couple more times. I'm going to inhale, lift the hips, and then exhale, ripple forwards and lower them down. So either stay in plank or you can lower them a bit further into an upward dog. Inhale, lift back to down dog. Exhale. Next time you're there, you can bring the knees down, or you can come into an upward facing dog. So you can bring the knees down if you want, untuck the toes and lower yourself down to the mat. So you choose. Either way, sliding the hands forwards, coming into a Sphinx pose here. And checking in with a new foundation again. So now we've got our lower body, the front of our lower body, in particular the tops, the feet, the thighs, our pelvis, our forearms, spreading through and drawing energy up to try and help us push and inhale, lift the chest. Take a couple of breaths, really connecting with the ground in Sphinx pose. I'm going to widen the elbows and just come down to our bellies a little bit here, just to ease any pressure off our lower back. And you can just stay here for a moment, have a little rock of the hips. Going to have a go at bending each foot. Just take a little bend, alternate legs. Little bend, little squeeze. And the other one. Now option 2, send, if you've got the right knee bent, send the right hand back and see if you can touch it anywhere close, maybe not, and then bring it in. So the left one, send the left hand, see if it touches your foot, and then bring it in. We're going to do a couple more times. Again, if your lower back's not happy with this, you can always bring your head all the way down to the mat if you like. So see if you can reach back and touch any part, ankle, foot, toe. You can have your chest slightly lifted here, but you choose what's best with your back. You can either continue to do this, or you can just relax into kind of like a front-facing Shavasana for a bit if you like. Or if you are making contact, you can see if you can hold on to that foot and maybe just see if you can lift the knee up. So beginning to push the foot into the hand to draw yourself, get a little bit more lift here. like a half bow pose. Drawing the shoulder back, making sure it's away from the ear, and then lowering back down, bring the hand back down. Let's go to the other side. If you can't, you can always just hold a bit of your, leggings, if that helps, or you can get a strap if you have a strap. Or just find the reach, you're getting the same activity going on. Trying to keep your hips and pelvis square, trying to not allow your knees to splay out too much here. So practice on each side, and you can go alternate, or you can come back down and bring both arms behind. If you think you can reach both, stay nice and low to tuck yourself in, keeping your knees nice and in and not out like this. And if you've got there and you've got hold of your ankles or your feet, you've got a nice firm grip, and you can push your feet into your hands and lift up into a bow pose. Squeezing, you might use that sort of inhale for some lift here. It's quite an intense one on the back body. Squeezing the knees together. One more breath, but you choose how long you play around with it. Big squeeze of the glutes, and then exhale. Slowly come back down to the mat and just relax your arms either side and your left ear to the mat or something. So your head's to one side as you just rock your hips from side to side and try and relax. Palms facing up, really just relax the shoulders and the arms and the back. Big breaths. Great stuff. Well done. Okay, hands under our shoulders like little locust legs, tuck the toes. Just going to push through our hands and see if we can sort of lift the chest a little bit here. And then once we've lifted the chest, draw the belly in and see if we can lift the hips up, trying to come up with nice control. And we're going to come back into a child's pose. Big breaths here. You can have arms extended if they feel good. Toes tucked or untuck the toes, and you can slide the arms all alongside you. Beginning to slow things down here and taking big deep breaths. Just imagining for a moment that you are watching yourself in child's pose from above. Imagine you can see the back actually visibly move as it expands laterally and contracts and comes back in. Big inhale and exhale, really allowing things to relax. When you're ready, slide the hands under the shoulders. Slowly support yourself up to a kneeling position. Getting all the blossom bits off. Might just shuffle back slightly so I'm a bit more in the shade. Not sure if that's possible. In your kneeling position, there we go, that's a bit better. Going to find like a hero pose for the last little maneuver here. So if this is completely inaccessible to you, you can just stay in a tabletop or stay in child's pose, or just opt out of this if you've got real problems with your knees. But it's a great one for stretching out the knees and the ankles and hips. So from tabletop, just going to start to walk our hands back, and as we get sort of close to our knees, we're going to take our hands to our creases and knee creases and just see if we can pull our calves, the fleshy part, away so we can sit back down and just see how this feels getting here. At this point, if you've got a blanket or a towel, in fact I should have said that first, you might just want to create a nice little cushioning here. Might need mine a little bit longer because really you can play around with this for a while to find something that's comfortable. Really, we want our ankles just off, the edge here, and seeing how that feels, if that feels any better for you. Also, we've got our block, so we can always put that or a big book, squeeze it between our feet, our ankles, until we can sit down. Oh yeah, it feels good. We're trying to find a comfortable version of hero pose where we can just sit for a moment and breathe and sort of just embrace the feelings we're feeling, whether they're discomfort or they're just, you know, whatever's going on, just seeing if we can sit with it. It's a great position for meditating. You can always grab another blanket or a towel and put that underneath, your knees here, and sit back down again. So there's all sorts of things you can do. If you have a bolster at home, if you're lucky enough to have a bolster, you can sit on that as well. So just playing around with what feels comfortable. Oh yeah, as soon as I've sorted out that edge, that feels good. And just seeing if you can take a moment just to relax the arms. You can choose whether the hands are palms down or palms upwards. And just check in with the rest of the upper body that we are. Drawing the energy upwards. We're sitting nice and tall. Shoulders coming back and down. So we're not slumping forwards like this. And we're not also doing too much of a back bend as well. Nice and neutral. Close the eyes and just see if we can get comfortable. By all means, if you don't want the props, if you feel like you don't need the props, then you can widen the feet slightly and nestle your bottom down to the mat. You can have wide knees. The knees, to be honest, wherever you like. You can have wide knees here, or you can draw them inwards. You can have just a little boost here. Maybe I just want to roll this up slightly. Yeah, that's good. Relax the arms. I like to just almost take hold of my feet as well. A bit of comfort here. Give them a little massage. Before relaxing and just taking some breaths, just slowing things down. Breathing into this deep stretch. Inhaling, sitting nice and tall, trying to lift the crown of your head. And exhale. Shoulders back and down. And you can stay here for as long as you like. I'm going to move on. It's a great one just to practice if you're watching telly, just to sort of stretch out the knees. Going to come back into a tabletop, tuck the toes, maybe you want to come back on them for a moment to give them a stretch in the other direction, or maybe lift them up and give yourself little ankle rotations here. Before sweeping, coming down onto our bottom, sweeping the legs forwards, extending them out, shuffling the bottom forwards a little bit, give them a good stretch out here. Maybe point and flex again, just whatever you need to do. As long as you're moving, it doesn't really matter. Bend the knees here, and slide the hands forwards and just come into a little supported forward fold here, nothing too much. You can always shuffle the heels away from you if you want it a bit deep, a bit more depth. Have a little rock from side to side. Just beginning to stretch the body out gently, slowing things down, finding whatever stretch feels good. And slowly come back upright. Bring your hands down to the mat and shuffle the bottom forwards, lowering yourself down nice and gently, keeping the knees bent here. An option just to finish, bringing the heels in, have a nice little bridge to finish with. So draw the heels in, knees in line with the hips and the feet. Arms alongside you, palms facing down. See if we can just lift up, pushing through the hands, keeping the knees together, lifting up, having a little squeeze the shoulders, seeing if we can really push through the feet now, squeezing the glutes, lifting the hips up, and then slowly lowering, slow, back down to the mat. And you can either widen the feet and bring the knees together and just stay here for as long as you like, or you can extend one leg and the other, getting any other props, cushioning, layers, not for me, you need just to get comfortable so you can take this precious time to just absorb the practice, allow your body to absorb the practice, your mind, and maybe just consider, we've been looking at the foundations of our bodies today and the foundations of our practice. What are the foundations in your life? What are the things that help to keep you strong, stable, and supported? And send a little bit of love and thanks in that direction. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.